Okay, what is the capacity of your stomach? This here is a bottle of wine, 750 milliliters, and that's exactly the same as the capacity of your stomach. Now, if you want to see it in the amount of food, this here is about 300 grams of fat, beef fat. This here is 300 grams of ribeye steak, and these 3 eggs, I would say, they represent about another 100 grams, and that's it. Your stomach is full. It's now filled to the capacity. Do you want to do that? No, you do not want to do that. You do not want to fill your stomach to the capacity, because what about the digestive juices? What about the hydrochloric acid that needs to come in while this good food is in your stomach? You need to, I would say you need to leave at least 300 milliliters. In other words, you should not go with more than about 3/4 of that bottle. And it's about 500 mils, 450 milliliters or grams, so that the digestive juices can come in to your stomach and start working on that meat. No, I'm not going to have all of this fat. I'm going to have about 1/3 of it. That's it. This is going to be my daily quota of my fat. On and within either this fat, or on and within this meat. By the way, this is about 100 grams of fat that's on this nice ribeye steak, and this is about another 100, maybe 125 grams of nice beef fat that's getting onto my frying pan. So, but what I was trying to say, either in or on top of any of these, there is, beyond any shadow of the doubt, a lot of bacteria. Whether doesn't matter how old that meat is, doesn't matter how fat, how old that fat is or those eggs are, there is always bacteria floating around. Now, when it comes inside, when it comes into your stomach, your digestive enzyme, your acids need to flood whatever it is that you consumed. They need to work on it. The hydrochloric acid needs to make sure the hydrochloric acid that gets delivered into your stomach makes sure that whatever bacteria happened to get in with the consumption of your food gets eliminated. Now, this goes onto the frying pan. I reduce it. Your stomach acids, your digestive enzymes will reduce whatever it is that you have consumed. You do not need some bacteria in your biome to digest the fats and meat. Your digestive enzymes do that for you. However, if you were to put 750 mils of whatever consumed food, or 750 grams, there is no room for the digestive juices to come in. And what will then advance after 2-3 hours into your small intestine is, I would compare it to goulash rather than soup, because once those digestive enzymes got hold of whatever it is that you consume, they reduce it to soup. They reduce it to chyme before that enters into your small intestine. In other words, whether it was on whether bacteria was on the surface or within, the hydrochloric acid, the digestive juices, got it. That's it. It's amen to the bacteria. Now, it now looks good. My fat looks good. Now I can go in with my steak. And it's not a very thick steak. I'm not going to leave it in longer than about 45 seconds on each side. I don't salt the steak yet. I wait until I turn it to the other side, because if you salt your steak before you start cooking, it kind of draws the juices out of it. I don't want to do that. I will only salt it when I turn it around. So that's now about 45 seconds. As I said, it's relatively thin, and I'm not going to torture it any longer. There we go. One side done. Now I can salt it a little bit. No, I'm not going to be consuming those eggs. Those were here just to show you the capacity, the amount of food that would go in. Now, within that steak, which, as I said, was about 300 grams, there was about 100 grams of fat on it, and the other 200 grams were meat. Now, 100 grams of steak normally represents about 25 grams of protein. Now, for my weight, for my size, for my being the man, I do not need more protein coming in on daily basis than about 50 grams. That's what my body wants. That's when it says give. If I do not give it those 50 grams, it will start cannibalizing my muscles. However, if I do only give it 50 grams, it can then or cannibalize those cells that the body needs to get rid of. That's it. That's my meal for the day. Not breakfast, not lunch, not supper, a day. So in other words, that's a combo. Now I've already switched off the plate. What I then do, I put my plate on to the stove so that the stove can heat it up for about 20, 25, 30 seconds. What that does, having that now, you can warm up your plate in the oven if you want it. You can warm it up wherever you want to. What I do it here. None of them have cracked yet, but it then keeps my fat nice and warm until I get through the whole of the steak. If I don't do that, the fat will then start solidifying on the edges, and then it doesn't taste so nice. I like it this way. Coming back to the 50 grams of protein, as I said, the body will then go for those cells to cannibalize that need to be dismantled, and the rest of the protein that the body requires, the rest of the amino acids that the body requires, will be obtained from those dismantled cells. The body will then recycle the rest of the protein that it requires for daily repairs, daily needs. Whoa, I've got to go and eat before this gets cold. See you just now. Well, check it out. There I go, yippity, 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 yip. How to cook the steak. There I go, yippity, yip. What to do here, how much. And I overdid my steak. Yeah, it's edible. This is what they would classify in the restaurant as medium to well done. Not the way I like my steak, but that's what I do for the sake of what? Science? For the sake of YouTubing? For the sake of being bored with life? And thinking, you got to share. You got to share your knowledge. You got to share what you know. Well, what a blessing. No, I do not do it with every meal, but here and there, I just can't resist. What can I say? We got the best red wines in the world. That's what my father told me anyway. And he said, drink the stuff. It's the medicine. Well, yes and no. Do I drink it because I think it's a medicine? No. I drink it because I enjoy it. I love it. And I also love my steak, and even more, I love my fat, and that's why I consume it. If I loved potatoes, cabbage, sauerkraut, pumpkins, more than I love my steak, would I consume those? I used to. And where did it get me? It got me very close to be invited to the Pearly Gates. You know what Pearly Gates are? You know what Pearly Gates are? Saint Peter sits there with his keys to let people in to the other side. There's Pearly Gates. And if sometime in your life it should happen that you find yourself at Pearly Gates confronted, or rather face to face with Peter, I said, Peter, why did I get the invitation? Why am I here? I mean, I've got young kids, I've got grandchildren, I still need to stay there. Peter, please, can I go back? Peter will check. No way, China. You have been given too many chances. You have been given too many warnings. What warnings? I don't know. Every time you had a pain, what did you do? You went to a butcher, or rather no, you didn't go to the butcher. If you did go to the butcher, it would have been fixed up. But you went to somebody that had absolutely no interest whatsoever to sort that pain out, other than, let's give you a liquor prescription and see what that will do for you. Rather than investigating what got you there. Why have you got that pain? On a motor car, it's very clearly, when you put down your foot on the brake pedal and the brakes start giving you all kind of funny noises, then you know there's something wrong. And if you don't fix it there and then it becomes a very costly exercise, because then you can bust up calipers, you can bust up discs, you can bust up whatever, rather than just replacing the brake pads. When your body is giving you a small signal from an ankle, from knee, from wherever, it normally does it from the stomach first. It will start talking to you, your stomach will start talking to you. China, you transgressing. You're doing shit that you should not be doing. You stuffing stuff here, either too much of it, too often, and you feeding me crap. So I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna tell you that I don't feel good with this shit that you're trying to plug down into me. Did you listen? No, you didn't listen. Then the pain climbed all the way up into your shoulder. Then the pain climbed into your head. Those were your warnings. Did you heed them? No, you didn't. You carried on with your frigging plate from top to bottom. You carried on. You hardly wake up 6 o'clock. You stuff your face with Rice Krispies. Comes 10 o'clock on croissants and donuts and frigging whatever. Fish and chips for lunch and chips and potash and rice and pasta. Did you do that or did you not do that? Yes, you did it. I know, it's written. Yeah, we can see, we can rewind the video and we can see what you were doing every single day. Did you heed? No, you didn't. Your gut was frigging growing. You already have got 50 kilo waiting gut. Now put another 50 kilo on your back in a backpack and walk with it for a week, and you will see what that will do to you. Then you will really know that you are doing something stupid. But because it's in your gut, it grew a gram by gram, so you don't notice. You didn't notice it. You refuse to notice that you are bloated all the time. So now you are telling me, now you want to go back and see if you can stay for a little bit longer with your wife and a little bit longer with your grandchildren and a little bit longer with your children. You didn't even see them matriculating or behave. Behave. Eat the right way. Eat your steak, eat your fat, for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and see how it goes. Leave the rest of the crap. Trust me, if you only eat 1 meal a day, you're not gonna die. Try it. Try it. I challenge you. This is some St. Peter talking again. Did you ever exercise? What was your daily routine? What exercise did you do? Well, not much, because my ankles are sore. I had a knee replacement and hip replacement, and the old rugby injuries. And your wife? No, she also had a couple of replacements. Did she play rugby? No. Then clearly it wasn't playing rugby, was it? When did you last exercise? Did you ever watch programs? Did you ever read on it? Did you ever watch a YouTube telling you how good exercise is for you? Do you know what is the best exercise for you? Did you know that you are the best runner on this planet? The South African kudu, springbok, giraffe, whatever, cannot outrun you. Did you know that? Did you know that you will run them to death? Did you know that there are buddies of yours out there in Southwest Africa still today that can do that? That can not hop onto their bicycles. They can barefoot chase that frigging springbok, kudu, gemsbok to death. Those suckers cannot sweat the way that we can. But I suppose you must have seen various YouTube clips. What's his name? David Attenborough. Did you ever watch David Attenborough? Didn't he teach you enough? Didn't he show you how important exercise is for human body? Didn't he show you how we are the best runner on this planet? Bipedal. That's why we are freaking bipedal. That's why, because every single muscle, doesn't matter where it is, the ligament, whatever, it's specifically constructed so that you can be the best of runners. Never mind speed. Even if the horse can outrun you here and there on speed, but inevitably you will catch him. You will get him. He will have to stop, yet you can carry on going. Did you heed to that? Did it sink in? Were you willing to implement it into your life? Or, it's for others, it's not for me. What others? What others? You mean the ones which are still happily cruising the street while you are here already at the gate? You mean those others? Yeah, but if you know how to look after your car, that's fine. If you don't, you give it to a good mechanic. If you know how to look after your body, that's even better. If you don't, you give it to a good, not mechanic, you give it to a good, no, you don't give it to anybody. You become the good mechanic. You become the guy that knows how to look after yourself. A couple of buddies of mine and me, we picked up a nest on the way home from school, 3 little birds that were blown out by the wind out of the tree with the nest. We split them, we each took one home. Monday, on the way to school, we meet again, we talk. 2 of the birds are dead. 1 is still alive. Why? We talk. We couldn't conclude as to why. Then after school, we go and visit him. There he comes to his bird. There he is, opening the jib, looking for food. What does he do? He picks up a little bowl of worms, earthworms that he collected in their garden, and there he goes giving a couple of those worms to his little bird. What did we do? We feed the little suckers with Pro-Nutro, with Rice Krispies, whatever vegetarian diet. They weren't vegetarians, those little suckers. Within a day, we killed them with wrong diet. Did I learn a lesson? Did I learn from it that inappropriate diet has got ability to kill you? How long will it take before that diet kills you? Because we are much more than just that little bird weighing 2 grams. It takes much longer for the wrong food to kill us. But inevitably it first teaches you through pain that you are doing something wrong. If you don't adhere to that call, if you don't adhere to that advice, if you don't listen, you end up at Pearly Gates. Inevitably we all do, but if you can help it, you try to delay that invitation for as long as you frigging can. Don't eat too much. Don't eat too often. Eat the right food. And trust me, the chances are you will stay here for many years to come. Many happy returns. I love life. I love life.